Hi there. This video will try to understand transaction control language TCL. So there are three commands that are available within the transaction control. One is commit, other one is rollback, other one is save point. Right? These are the three commands that we can perform. So commit is to store the data permanently in the database. Rollback is like in case if we don't want to store the data in the database, then we can apply the rollback. And save point is like, let's say that you are performing several transactions and you want only to save or roll back till a point, then you can make use of the save point. So let's look at it, right? So first of all, I'll create a table. I'll say customer of, I'll say that customer underscore ID number generated always as identity. And then I'll say customer underscore name varchar2 of 10, right? And the table is created. Now what I'll do is insert into customer of, I can only insert the data into customer name here, customer underscore name. I'll say values, right? Values. So the customer name is like Venkat, let's say that. So I have inserted the data so far. I did not commit, I did not roll back, I did not save point. So what happens now, right? If I go to the other window and then I'll do select star from customer, I see that there is no data. But if I come and check it out here, select star from customer, I can see there is one row, right? So I did not commit, which means that this data is not still stored into the database. It is in something called as buffer. Okay, so this is still in the dirty buffers and it hasn't been stored into the database yet. So how can I store the data now? I can just hit commit. The moment I commit, this means it is stored in the database permanently. Even if I roll back now, this data will not be lost. And if I roll back and if I try to do select star from based on say customer, you can see that the row still exists because I have first committed, then I did roll back. Now if I go to the other window and I'll run the same command, this time I can see the data, right? So what I'll do is now I'll try to insert another row and I'll say that Johnny. Okay, so I'm inserting another row Johnny and I have inserted the row, right? Now once again I'll go to the other window and I try to select the data. I'll not be able to see it. Now what I can do is I'll just do the rollback. So the rollback is completed. So in this window, now we'll try to select the data from customer and now the data is gone. It is not stored. That means that it is not visible for this user and it is not visible for other user. So remember, I have two different windows. So each window has its own transaction. They both are not same transaction. They both are not same session. That is the reason, you know, it is not visible. It's like two different user connecting to the database from their own machines. Imagine. So next thing, what I'll do is I'll try to insert the data once again for Johnny, right? And now I have to create a table for some reason. Let's say that create table test of, okay, ID1 number. Just for an example. Now I have created the table. Now what I'll do is, what I'm supposed to insert this data into another table, but I don't want to insert the data into the customer table. So I want to roll back. So I'll just do roll back and then I'll do the select star from customer and the data is there. Why is it so? I have rolled back, but still the data is available. That's because after the data was inserted, I have created a table and the create table is a DDL operation and all the DDL operations are auto commit, right? Because of that, it is committed automatically even before I roll back and hence the data is available over here, right? So another thing is set auto commit on, we can say that. And now what I'll do is I'll insert another user. This time probably I'll say that Ram, okay? And I'll do rollback. So if you see here, even before I roll back, the data is already committed automatically. Even if I do rollback, and I'll try to query the table. You can see that it is already committed and it is not rolled back because I made the session as R2 commit. I'll do set R2 commit off, and then I'll try to insert another user, this time John, right? And we can see that now only one row created, unlike earlier, this time it did not commit. So I can still go back and do the rollback, and then I can do the select star from table, and you see that John is gone. Now John is not available any longer, right? So this is how we can do set auto commit on or off. These are at the IDE level or at the SQL Plus level, right? In case if you want to perform the same thing, then what we have to do is we have to use the PL/SQL language. There we have to do the session level properties, or if you're using any ETL tools, then even those tools also supports auto commit off or on. You can leverage those properties, right? And the last thing what we did not so far is save point. So let me just clear it out, and let's select the data once again here. Select star from customer. So we have four rows. Now what I'll do is insert into customer of customer underscore name and values, I'll say again, and then joining, right? I'll just think we already have this data. I'll just use select. So I have inserted. I did not commit. I did not roll back. I'll say that save point S1. Okay. And similarly, I'll insert the data once again. This time I'll say James. Okay. And then I'll create another save point S2. And now I'll insert another row. This time Bobby. Right. And save point S3. So how many save points do I have now? I have three save points. Save point 1, save point 2, save point 3. S3, S1, S2, S3. What I want to do is I want to roll back this row alone, and I want to commit the previous two rows. What I can do is roll back to save point S2. Okay. Now if I do select star from customer, I can see that John and James are still available. What I'll do is now I'll just commit, and I did not execute it yet. Prior to that, I'll go here and I'll run the select once again, and I can see that till Ram I have the data. I don't have the other two rows, which is John and James. I'll just commit it now. Once I commit it, I can go here and I'll select once again, and this time I can see John and James as well, right? So this is how the save point works. Save point is nothing but you are saying that each and every transaction or set of transactions together you can create as a save point, and if you want to roll back you can specify to what point you want to roll back, and then once you roll back it again you can do further transactions if you want, and you can create further save points. There is no restriction. So practically from applications point of view, let's say that you have several stages where you are processing the data, and at each stage you want to save the data but you don't want to permanently save the data in the database. Then what you can do is you can create the save points for each and every stage, and whenever something fails you can only roll back till the immediate previous save point, and then the moment you issue commit, all the prior save points whatever were created they all will be committed. Remember, you cannot apply the commit till save point, just like roll back to save point. Can I say that commit save point as to? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to roll back to what save point you want to roll back the data, and then you have to issue the commit which is going to commit all the prior save points.